Throughout December, we'll be supporting you with digital skills by showing you how to send e-cards and make video calls to your loved ones, how to find a festive event near you, and how to look out for scams with help from Norfolk and Suffolk Police.
So to begin, I find using a search engine is the easiest way to find what I need online. There are many different search engines you can use, but for this tutorial, I will be using Google Search. When searching online, try to be as specific as you can, as this will narrow down the options, making it easier to find what you are looking for. So this has taken us to the listings, which show us everything available that matches what we've searched for. And as you can see, this gives us many options to choose from. So I'm going to scroll down the first page of options to see if any of these resemble what we are after today. If you recognise any businesses or websites within the options, then I would say this is a good place to start. Otherwise, you can scroll through the options using the scroll bar on the right of your screen and have a read of their description to see if they sound like what we are searching for today. So let's take a look at this one. We offer free digital e-cards that are sent via email, Facebook and Twitter. The e-cards are completely free to send. This sounds like exactly what we're looking for, so I'm going to click onto this option. This now takes me through to their website. When you click onto a website and you find it's not the one you're after, then you can always go back to the previous page you were on. To do this, you can use the arrow keys on your screen in the top left corner. So I'm going to click onto this left pointed arrow, and this brings us back to the Google search options we were just on. And if I want to return to the website, I can now use the right pointed arrow to take us there again. Looking at this website, I can see not only do I have some options in front of me for Christmas e-cards that I can choose from, but I can also see other ways on this site to search. At the top I can see some categories, and one is for Christmas, so I'm going to click onto this and see what this brings up. So now we have some more categories to choose from. I like the idea of sending a traditional Christmas e-card, so I'm going to click onto this. This gives us some great options, and as I can move my mouse around the page, I see I have the option to preview the e-card. So I'm going to choose this one and click onto preview, and let's see what this looks like. This looks like a great e-card, so now that I have found the one I want to send, I'm going to click onto Send this card. I can see on the right side that there is a form to fill in, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in the details asked. This section is asking your details, so I'm going to click into the boxes and type in my first name, surname and email address. The next section is asking for my friend's details. So here I'm going to type in the person's first name and surname of who I want to send my e-card to, and their email address. I can see I'm getting close to the bottom of the page, so I'm just going to scroll down the page a little bit so I can see more clearly. Now that I've done this, I can see I can send a message with my card. So I'm going to type in here my message to my friend. Now that I have done this, I can see the next bit is asking me to accept their terms and conditions. To do this, I'm going to click onto where it says Accept Terms and Conditions. And now this has opened a new page for me to scroll through and read. Remember, every website is unique, so the terms and conditions will also be unique to that business, so it's always best to have a read through to check you're happy with this before agreeing. I am happy with what I've read here, so I'm going to continue sending my e-card. As this has opened a new page, which is also known as a new tab, I cannot use my arrows to go back to where we were. However, I can see the page here, so I'm going to click onto this tab. We are now back to where we were, So now we can continue with our e-card and click into the box to accept their terms and conditions. Now all that's left with this form is to submit and continue. This has now brought up a pop-up message, and when reading, I can see it's asking me whether I want to receive email newsletters and marketing promotions from them, and on this occasion, I do not. So I'm going to click onto Agree and Continue. If you do want to receive them, you can, of course, just click onto the box as we've done before and continue. And now we have sent that, so I'm going to close this pop-up message by clicking onto the cross in the top right corner of this message. I'm now going to close the eCards website, as I don't need to use this anymore, and also the terms and conditions page. When the person you've sent your eCard to receives it, it will look like this. When they receive your email and click to view your eCard, it will then take them to this page. Here we can see our message is there, as well as our name, and of course when you click onto the big play button here, they can see our Christmas eCard. And that is how you send a Christmas e-card for free to your loved ones. Remember, there are many websites that you can use to send your e-cards, and so the steps to send them may vary from what I've shown you here. Also, please be aware that there are many scams about asking you to click onto links, so be sure you know who that link has come from before you open it.
Thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for more videos on our digital skills. If you'd like any more information on any of the information we've said in this video, or you have any questions, please contact us. Our details should be in the box below.